welcome to Doors and Corners, a sci-fi and fantasy film commentary podcast. I'm Brian.
And I'm Zach. And every Friday we sit down and watch a science fiction or fantasy film and give our 2 cents on its quality, production, story, and trivia.
We watch the film together, but without sounds or visuals provided to avoid copyright issues. But if you do have access, we encourage you to join us and follow along.
Here, we like to keep things casual, and there may be discussions of spoilers or sensitive materials or language. But we do try and keep things clean and family-friendly. Ultimately, the goal of this podcast is to create the experience of us all sitting down and watching this movie together.
So get ready to hit that play button, because we're about to get started.
Damn Doors and Corners, I mean, that's where they get you.
Welcome back to Doors and Corners. I'm Brian.
I'm Zach.
And back by popular demand, I'm Patrick.
Patrick's back.
Yeah,
Man, it's been a couple weeks.
Yep.
It's been a minute. It's been a while. Yes. Life's been busy,
Yeah.
but I needed to be here for this one because it's a childhood favorite.
Oh, yeah. This is, before we started recording, we were talking a little bit, and tonight's feature, the very first Men in Black film, Pat and I were like the premium age for this. We were both in high school when this came out. We were talking about Big Willie Style, the album, and just that. And Zach, how old were you when this came out?
6.
6.
However,
Slightly different
like
time in life, I just want to say.
This movie was still very important for me as a kid.
Oh, I have no doubt.
Because my parents didn't want me to watch it.
But
So I
whole
found a way to watch it.
the whole pop culture zeitgeist defining. I mean, this movie was like, it was big in culture in '97, and you missed that part.
Yeah. This movie is a lot of people like to kind of say like, oh, how is it that Endgame was for a brief moment the most money-making movie of all time? And they like to kind of trace it back. The biggest favorite is, it's not actually the X-Men movies or Spider-Man, it's Blade. But it's not even just Blade, it's this movie.
Yeah. Because Blade was the next year,
This was one
right?
of those comic... Blade was the next year. And this movie, they actually had the confidence that a black-led comic book adaptation could be successful, so they poured more money into the advertising for Blade, which allowed it to become a bigger success.
Yeah. Well, and what's interesting is, especially with this was I did not know this until I dug into, I may have known this when I was watching special features back when this came out on DVD, but when I was researching, kind of refreshing myself on this, because I haven't looked into this movie in years and years. I've always enjoyed it. It's always been one of those classics, but haven't looked into behind the scenes in probably 10 plus years. I had forgotten that his character in the comics was like a total white guy. And they were even casting, was pushing for that. And it was a big deal
Will Smith was the third choice.
Yeah. And this is one of those, and he really, his chemistry with Tommy Lee Jones is so good, but that's the kind of thing that nobody cared back then. I mean, part of it was that this comic wasn't huge at the time, at least outside of very specific circles, I'm assuming. But it just wasn't, I mean, I never heard about that as a thing at the time. But, yeah, I mean, it was, because this was the year after Independence Day. And I'm trying to think of anything else. Well, we talked about a movie we watched, I remember having this conversation. You were saying, you brought that up, Men in Black was actually before Blade, and having a black lead or a black prominent star was it was because we were talking about that it wasn't big in China. They're worried about it. Do you remember what movie that was, Zach? We recently recorded it. I remember having this conversation.
Predator 2.
Predator 2 with Danny Glover. Okay, there we go.
Danny Glover. I almost said Ernie Hudson.
Because that was 91 or 92. That was early 90s, Predator 2.
91.
91, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that was a big deal back then, especially internationally. And then, yeah, in the late 90s, you had... I mean, Independence Day wasn't a comic book movie, but it was a big action movie. And then, yeah, this and Blade, and you really had a shift. And this is, and it was a great shift. I mean, as much as Will Smith is an interesting guy in real life, he made some movies that I love, and he's great in them, so...
Oh, yeah. This was kind of the beginning of that big peak, that lasted pretty much all the way through, After Earth.
Do you remember, when did Fresh Prince go off the air?
I never watched it.
But I'm just thinking as far as
I
like
was not the demographic.
96. Wow. So Fresh Prince went off the air. Like its last season wrapped up, and then Independence Day came out like that summer. So this was like right on the heels of that. You know, Will Smith just coasted right off because that was a big show. Right at Independence Day, and then this, and man, yeah, what a run. What's your history with this movie, Pat?
I liked it. I'm trying to remember. I feel like my brother and I saw it in theaters. I feel like this is one we would have seen, and that was kind of our prime. We went to a lot of movies around here around then, you know, like the prequel trilogy we went to, and so this would have made the list. But I've also seen it a bunch. Did we own a VHS of this? We might have.
I was
Either
telling,
that or one of us owned a DVD.
I was about to say, I was telling Pat, you know, telling Zach, early 2000s when DVD sales really were kind of kicking up, and the big special edition releases were kind of a big deal there in the early 2000s. That this is one that I still have it, like a 3-disc, you know, ultra edition of this movie.
Yeah, premium set.
You know, I probably paid way too much for it, but I still got it. But it was definitely that era. Because you would have been a freshman when this came out.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, 97. You said.
Yeah, 97.
Yep.
Okay.
I would have been a freshman. Yeah, no, it's great movie. You know, definitely very nostalgic. Lots of good one-liners. That's why I'm here. I enjoy the movie enough to watch it with you guys.
Okay, so Zach, you weren't allowed to see this movie? Okay, tell us the story.
Well, it's just so my dad was aware of it. He was interested in it, you know, he's pastor, so he was always very careful about seeing certain movies. He didn't want to ruffle any feathers because he had experiences of like going to see movies, and then one of his congregation would like see him at the theater and then start telling people that he's seeing bad movies and stuff like that. It was really, you know, small town stuff, right? Small town politics and just gossipy people. So he would never... He would rarely go out and see movies like this because he would look up their content, and he knows it has like, you know, 60 S words in it, stuff like that, lots of blood and things. It's just, oh no, this might not be the good movie to see, but I think that he really wanted to see it. So when it comes out on video, goes and rents it from the video store. Cool Corner Video it was called.
Oh yeah,
and my parents are watching it. All right, they're gonna watch it. They're gonna wait for all the kids to go to bed, and they're gonna watch it to see if it's something we can watch. So my sister Jenna and I, we were living in this round house. It was technically an octagon, but we called it the round house. And our entertainment unit, you know, was downstairs, and it was this curving stairwell through part of it. And my sister and I, we were sharing a room at the time, snuck down the stairs. Because the stairs faced the TV, so my parents were sitting on the sofa watching the movie. And we were able to sneak down the stairs just far enough that we were able to hear a bit of it. But we watched that movie without my parents knowing. I was like 6 or 7. My sister was, you know, 9 or 10. And we sat there and we watched it being dead silent, sitting on the stairs. And the moment that the credits rolled, we snuck back upstairs and went to bed. It was like, oh, that was the coolest thing ever. And they said that I couldn't watch it, but eventually I bugged them enough that that they let me rent it another time. And I got to see it, and it became one of my instant favorites growing up. And
nice.
I bought it on DVD and watched it all the time.
Yeah. Huh. It's funny. I have the house I grew up in, and the same thing. All the bedrooms were upstairs, and the stairs were like a right angle down, and the first leg there was literally a little triangle gap through like the railing that faced the TV, and I have very distinct memories of multiple times. My mom had like a sixth sense. She wouldn't even look. She would just be like, "Go to bed." And my sister and I just scurry off to our bedrooms because we wanted to see what my parents
Yeah.
were watching. Yeah.
Oh, we
very
would do the
similar
same
memories.
thing. We would do the same thing.
Oh.
They would catch us sometimes, but for Men in Black, I don't remember getting caught.
That's funny.
Or if I did, I went back upstairs and then came back down again.
This was also one of the first movies I remember seeing. Like that wasn't like, that was a big movie, and was funny, and it wasn't trying to be overly serious, but there are a few poignant moments with Agent K, where he says some things that I to this day I still think are some really there's like moments of deep dialogue in an otherwise
absolutely.
silly movie. And I love that. I love that this movie threads that so well, that you have these very poignant themes and some very honestly, especially when you're a teenager, you're like, whoa. And you know, as an adult, you're like, all right, it's not like earth-shatteringly deep, but still these moments of serious depth in a very silly movie. And I don't mean that in any disparaging way. It's silly in the best way. It's just so much fun. But
Yeah.
I remember my mom was just like not interested. My mom does not like silly humor. She hates parodies of any kind. She's just a little bit of the stick in the mud when it comes to that kind of humor. And she was very turned off in this movie. She's like, I'm like, no, Mom, there's like there's some meat in this movie. And I finally convinced
There's
her
some
to watch
Star
it.
Trek in there.
Yeah, and she actually, once I finally convinced her to watch it, because I had to convince her, she ended up really enjoying it. But I had to work at that a little bit.
Yeah. That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
My parents are big sticklers about cussing, which is one of the reasons why that's been my kind of like personal rebellion. I have a really bad mouth sometimes. That's why. And
I had to warn my parents. The first line in this film, literally, is the GD. It's like, parents,
yeah.
I'm sorry, but it literally opens with, and my that is one of my parents would rather have me say the F word 10 times than that once, because it's just the idea that like that is you are involving God in your profanity. Do not say that. Like, so the idea that like the movie opens with that, they're like, I had to like, I'm sorry. It's there.
Dude, it was the same thing with The Matrix. Like, literally, The Matrix. First line in The Matrix. Same thing.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Sorry. For some reason, it stands out because the opening credits, as we're about to watch them, they're fun, right? The whole dragonfly thing. And then just that transition to the splatter on the windshield is so like, oh. And then just immediately, just the obnoxious,
I love that.
it's a great, yeah. I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be fun.
We
In my
should let the
memory, this
people
was
see it.
longer. It was in my memory, this is a longer movie, and I was like, "Oh, this is like a
Right.
brisk film."
Yeah. Very brisk.
So
Brisk like iced tea.
I feel like they crammed a lot into an hour and 37 minutes.
They did indeed.
So, why don't you give us the rundown, Zach?
The Rundown.
Or the
It's
Sweet
actually
Deets,
really
whatever you
fun
prefer.
Movie with The Rock. Hey, you're the one who named him that. Right here, we have Men in Black, 1997, PG-13. 1 hour and 38 minutes long. Brisk. Directed by Barry Sonnenfeld, written by Lowell Cunningham and Ed Solomon. Based on the comic book whose authors I am blanking on. And we have this one starring, top billed as Tommy Lee Jones, then Will Smith, Linda Fiorentino, Vincent D'Onofrio, Rip Torn, and Tony Shalhoub. And, oh man, I love this movie.
This is also one that, as a producer, Spielberg was actually like fairly involved, especially at the initial
he's
like getting
extremely-
it set up. Yeah. Sometimes you get the EP and it's like whatever. He just threw his name on it to sell it. Like he actually was involved in this.
Yeah. In fact, he really wanted Will Smith, and he called him personally. And Will Smith didn't actually believe that it was him. He thought that it was a prank.
Well, I mean, at this point, Spielberg was just such a big deal. At this point, I mean, he had made
Jurassic Park.
so many of his big movies at this point had already happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was probably peak. Like Spielberg could do literally anything he wanted. He was one of the most powerful men in Hollywood at this point.
Yeah. Well,
All
I'm
right.
ready to get this road on the show.
Yeah. You got any last thing, Pat, before we get going?
Any last words?
Yippee-ki-yay. No, wrong movie.
I love that movie, but it's not really a genre movie.
Oh, this movie actually
That's true.
does have something relating to Die Hard that we'll talk about. So, for me,
Okay.
a personal experience.
Nice.
So let's get going.
All right.
Let's get going.
Well, as usual, we highly encourage you guys to watch along with us. Although with this movie, you probably listen to it and play it in your mind. This is one of those movies I could literally play it in my brain. So we're going to hit that play button in 3, 2, 1, go.
Going. Go.
Columbia.
Yeah, this is one of the movies that Sony had built a really good relationship with Columbia from this movie that resulted in them collaborating with Columbia again on Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or is the Columbia lady getting better and better looking the older I get?
I think your tastes are just going to that age.
Oh man.
Yeah, this is back when Amblin Entertainment was still around at this point. We actually have the little when the dragonfly flies across the moon in these opening credits.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Amblin's not like gone.
No, well they for a while
rebranded.
For a while they were, and then they came back. Like I actually named Amblin because I think there was something there. I don't remember all the details, but like Amblin in name did go away for a while, and now Amblin Television I think is back.
Hey, Amblin.
But I remember when I first saw, like in the theater, I was like, "What is happening right now?" I'm not really sure, but I was very much drawn in. You know, it's not like in a bad way. It was just like, "What is going on with this dragonfly?"
What's happening here?
Now, this was a model, I'm assuming, or a
I believe it was a
animatronic?
combination of model and CG. This was Rick Baker. He did a lot of the model work. So, I mean, it's almost hard to tell the difference between CGI and model work where he's involved.
Yeah, the effects. I mean, the effects work in general in this film are just they still hold up. It is really really well done.
Even the stuff at the end with the bad guy with the bug.
Yeah, 'cause
is
they went full CG.
Really
there, right?
solid. Yeah, they went full CG. It was last minute because they changed the ending of the movie. They changed the whole plot of the movie in post-production.
Yeah, because and that's where they actually changed the subtitles of the two guys meeting at the diner that get killed by the bug, right? And kind of changed the.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the dialogue for the pug.
Oh, that's right. Well, it's nice when you're dubbing it. It makes it easy, right?
Exactly.
Well, and the
but
pug gets a shakedown.
Yeah, literally.
He owes my friend money.
The pug, the dog is my friend money.
This was also my first introduction to Vincent D'Onofrio, who, of course, became famous as Kingpin later in genre circles.
Vincent D'Onofrio is such a good actor.
Yeah.
He's such a drama queen, which, works when you're an actor, right? Yeah. I remember there was this whole thing back with, like,
there it is.
The election of
that
George Bush, I think it was. Yeah. Like, I think it was the first or second George Bush election where there was this thing about Vincent D'Onofrio calling in sick to working on Law and Order because he was too emotionally distressed by the outcome of the election or something like that.
Oh, goodness.
He's a dramatic man, but he's so good in this movie.
Oh yeah, I mean this is on that list. We've talked about this with a couple of films, but the list of movies where my family still to this day quotes it, this is on that list.
Oh yeah, same with mine. We specifically quote this one line that's not actually in the movie. It's the dub. Because you know how you guys are always talking about the yippee-ki-yay Mr. Falcon?
Yeah.
We have you insensitive jerk, which is what they dubbed it to from when Tony Shalhoub's head gets blown off.
Instead of prick.
And he's, yeah.
Oh. This agent right here, by the way, such a little bit part, but this guy nails it. I feel like I know this actor. I can't remember. You remember his name?
Wait, the old man or the young man?
That was the beginnings of Ice.
No, the border agent here in the Smokey the Bear hat. Yeah.
Oh no, you've seen him in a lot of things. His name's Frederick Lean.
He's great.
Lean or Lehne.
Yeah, he plays an agent a lot, right? Plays like some kind of an
Oh
agent.
yeah, he does all kinds of things. I primarily recognize him from this other thing that the name of it just went right out of my head. Supernatural.
Okay.
And he's been on stuff. He had a recurring role in Lost. He was on like 11 episodes of
That's
that.
right. Yeah. Yeah. He's just one
Yeah.
of those. He's one of those that guy actors where you're just like, oh yeah, him.
Yeah.
He's been in
he's
so
the
many
main
things.
villain for an episode of Firefly.
That's right. He's
Arguably the only bad episode of Firefly, the prostitute episode.
yeah.
And yeah, he's in all kinds of things.
But he's just his inflection and just the way that he's like, it's great. And then of course the look when the the slime bomb goes off, it's just great. Got some entrails on you there, buddy.
Right.
It's just
So Tommy Lee Jones, funny thing with this, he was actually kind of frustrated with the making of this movie because he was, he read the script. It's going to be a comedy, right? Action comedy. He wanted to be funnier because he wanted to do comedy. You saw that in like Batman Forever and stuff like that. He wanted to get in a little bit more on that.
Well, and he is an actor with, as much as he's got dramatic chops, obviously, he's also got such great comedic timing as an actor. He's a talented guy.
He was frustrated with this movie because he needed to be the straight man. He needed to be the serious one. So he gets a couple of funny moments, but all in all, like, he wanted to be making jokes and have funny things, and he kept getting shot down by the director.
Aw.
No, you weren't allowed
Put
to
up
be
your hands
funny.
and all your flippers. Just
Yeah.
arms and all your flippers, that's right. Just
Yeah.
Mikey? I want to sit back and just like quote this movie the whole time because it's just,
Yeah.
the eyeball that goes back here. And even
yeah,
just
great.
again, the swearing is so good in this movie. The delivery of so much of the swearing in this movie is so good. Because even right there, you're just
But,
oh,
like,
shit.
For all the issues with the CG, the textures and everything are really good.
Yeah.
Also, fight, flight, or freeze. Obviously, this guy is freeze. Probably not the best for a Border Patrol agent. Oh,
That is
25 pounds of goo with
Yeah.
an explosive device put inside of it.
that'd make
That's how you do
that'd
practical
make
effects.
Nickelodeon proud there.
Mm-hmm.
Just and here as he's walking down, like this whole like walk down and just his mannerisms. That was. I know. That's entrails on you there, pal.
The original
so
comic.
good.
Did either of you guys read the comic?
I've never read it. The only things I've seen in the
Pat,
original
did you take
comic
a look
is
at
in
it?
behind the scenes stuff.
So I went and actually like read a little bit of the comic. Actually, I read more than a little bit of it because there's only like 9 volumes. It's not very long. It is serious. It is dark. It's brutal. And I did not like it. It was like X-Files, but extra angsty. And yeah, so this is a vast improvement in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I love just right here. This is also a movie that we were talking about at the beginning. I always assume this movie is longer because of how much they put into it. And they build this world out so well in such a short amount of time here. Of just they're telling you about the organization, the team, comes in, the neuralizer, the cleanup team. There's so much. They are like just info
Well, they don't
dumping on
spend
us
a bunch of time
on here.
in exposition. They just get on with
they just
it.
show you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is one of. I mean, again, looking at the time, this is a very efficient film.
Yeah. This other ranger, though, over his right shoulder on the left side of the screen, he's in a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
These days, this is just a little like glorified extra. Not even glorified. He's just an extra. But that guy is in a ton of stuff. One of those little character actors. I was gonna go off on that, but I lost his contact page.
Well, because
there
I
it
mean,
is.
X-Files
He's
was still going strong in '97, right?
That's correct. 98 would have been when the thing, when the movie comes out.
Okay. Because
So about a year later.
the idea though of just the them, the they just the kind of conspiracy theory-esque and just government organizations and alien. I mean the broad themes that this falls into were just very present in popular culture at this time. This movie came out at a really good time.
Yes,
this is a good chase
Dude,
sequence.
Seth Green looks good, man. I'm just kidding.
I love how 90s Will Smith is in the opening of this film with what he's wearing. It's just like he came out of a rap music video. And very specifically a 90s rap music video. Didn't he improv that line? It just be raining black people in New York.
Yes, he did.
It's a great line.
It's a really good one.
It just be raining black people in New York. I'm sorry. I'm going to laugh a lot during this because this is a movie that, despite seeing it literally dozens of times, it makes me laugh out loud consistently.
Yeah.
So funny enough, Will Smith never caught him on his own. He cheated.
Hey, you know what? He was resourceful. He was good at like understanding, and just I don't know. I think he gets extra marks for being creative.
Yeah,
it is quite the self-destruct, by the way.
Right? It's just like, oh, you drop it and it just kind of blows up. Okay,
parkour.
Fine. Parkour.
Parkour before it was cool.
This guy here is he's a stunt guy because for some reason my brain for the longest time believed that he was Ray Park.
I was just gonna say he reminds me of Ray Park.
He does look like him a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Like for years I believed that he was Ray Park. His name's Keith Campbell and he's a stunt coordinator.
Okay.
He does stuff like that.
Oh man.
Good news is if Ray Park didn't exist, we would still have Darth Maul. This guy could do it.
Yeah, very much so. But he's done all kinds of stunt performances and coordination for lots of things, and he has bit parts and things. This all stunt actors do, So I mean, everything from AI to Minority Report, The Rings, Amazing Spider-Man, lots of Star Trek, Enterprise, Picard, other stuff like that. And yeah, just a very around. Such a 90s punk, though.
Yeah. I love that, I mean, not that the eyes wouldn't freak you out, but him running up the wall of the building, or crawling, Spider-Man crawling up the side of the building, that the eyes is what stuck with Will Smith more.
I mean, people can do weird crap. Like, imagine if he was rationalizing, right? He's rationalizing. He's like, okay, maybe he had pre-planned this and he had a rope or something he was able to attach to himself in order to get up there and climb up there. But you can rationalize somebody climbing at a fairly vertical angle. You can't really rationalize their eyes blinking the wrong way.
There were so many guys in my high school that had this speech memorized.
Really?
I mean, like, literally this whole thing. And, like, they thought this was both awful and amazing at the same time. The only thing that pulls his weight around it, just like, and especially with the walking out and just being like, figures.
Figures.
Yeah,
dude,
like
it's like the best.
Oh, and he just nails the delivery. It just, I think it's just like the guys think they can relate to this, even though most of them, their lives are fine. But, just there's the idea in their mind of like, and then this line, get your big butt back in the house.
Get your big butt back in the house.
Oh man, I mean, it's funny, and you kind of like and hate this guy at the same time. You feel so bad for his wife though. Like, just to be married to this guy has got to be just such a treat. And the cow is just standing there, just like whatever. Man, he was.
So this is him talking to himself right now.
Yeah. Quoting Charlton Heston.
Yeah, well, okay, so one of the comics actually has this situation in it, but it's very, very different because essentially this alien species that is waiting for that has crash landed, and this guy named Egger, he essentially asks for the gun from the guy, and he says, "You can have it when you pry it from my cold dead fingers." And the alien is like, okay, cool, deal. And the alien just keeps coming back to check on this guy to see if he died yet, so he could take the gun from his cold dead hands.
I think you took it that literally.
Yeah, he took it very literally. But that's it. Essentially, Jay ends up like giving him a gun and is like, "Is that good enough? Can he go away now?" He's like, "Yeah, sure, bye." That was it. So they took that situation and turned it into the whole villain here, which I respect, but it's just like that was kind of funny to read.
Man, the actress who plays Edgar's wife here, what's her name? Do you know?
Edgar's wife, of course.
Okay, I mean, this is it again. It's a small part, and she's so good.
I had to write it down because it's a Siobhan Fallon Hogan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, everything. Yeah.
Dude, but I'll tell you though, this lady is in freaking everything, okay? She was the bus driver at the end of Forrest Gump, who is his little his son goes and says hi to. She was in a couple episodes of Seinfeld.
Yeah. She's hilarious. Yeah. This is they got one of the most like perfect cows too.
Honestly, do you think that cow's actually an alien in disguise?
It might be.
It's
No,
unafraid of all of this.
What that is a direct reference to the fact that cows are often associated with UFOs.
Yeah. No, sir. One set in a completely different set. Like high beams and low beams. Man, the big cop on the left, you know, he looks like he just they found the most stereotypical, just came right out of a, you know, an episode of NYPD Blue or, you know, Law and Order. Is just like your fat lazy cop. They just cast him perfectly for this one little section.
Yeah, well, your average mall cop, security guard type.
What are you talking about? I am half the
Not to disparage any of that. I'd take that career right now.
Oh man, there's the jokes per like the ratio of jokes in this movie is, I mean, it's up there with. I almost want to like track it. Yeah, 10 minutes on a Stairmaster.
Dude, that's one of my favorites. 10 minutes on a Stairmaster, you're pudgy. So great.
But like, there's so many. Like again, this is a dense movie when it comes to just like the one-liners, the jokes. There's so many. This is up there with like very straightforward parody level, like Airplane and, you know, UHF and stuff like that. As far as just how many jokes there are.
UHF?
Oh, please tell me you know what UHF is.
Totally.
Okay, it's the movie that Weird Al made in the 80s.
Ultimate Human Fighting?
No. Pat, please tell me you know what UHF is.
I'm so sorry.
I
failed you.
This isn't the time, but it's the movie that Weird Al made in the 80s, and it is glorious.
Oh, I know about that. I didn't realize that's what it was called.
Yeah. It's after old, like, UHF TV stations. But anyways, back to Men in Black. But yeah, I mean, this actually is...
Weird Al for a while if you want. He'd fit in this movie.
He would. You know, he could play an alien. He could be an alien. No problem.
Yeah. Like, they choose some pretty good aliens. Stallone is an alien in this thing.
Well, that whole screen, when we get to that, like, just all the little cameos on there. Did they have to get permission from all those people, or is that all fair use? Like, you don't have to ask them, because it's...
I'm sure they probably had to get permission, but may not have had to chart, like pay them for their likeness, you know?
I just don't know if, like, Newt Gingrich
you figure it's free publicity for them.
Yeah. But you think, like, Newt Gingrich was like, sure, make me an alien in your movie.
You see, that I'm fairly certain, given that he's a politician, I'm fairly certain that was, as long as it's not considered, like, active defamation.
Yeah, that'd be like a fair use type thing.
Yeah, I think that's a fair use. Stallone, George Lucas and Steven Spielberg were very involved with this movie, or Steven Spielberg was very involved with this movie. George Lucas was actually, like, poking around it a little bit. He was just like, this seems fun, and suggested a few things to the director type of thing.
Tony Shalhoub, though, this guy definitely... This whole scene is so good. Just his eyes. I wonder how do they do that with his eyes, getting them kind of off axis like that.
I couldn't find any information on that.
Because it's so good.
This movie is what makes it so difficult for me to watch the show Monk. I cannot believe Monk. Monk is an unbelievable show, not because of the kind of odd depiction of obsessive compulsive disorder, but because of the prick. You insensitive jerk.
Any idea
That's
how much that stings? And his head's all like slimy going back.
Yeah, he's like sweaty.
And the eyes are opposite now. Like the one that's off is now the
Yeah,
other
I
one.
noticed that too. The eyes are.
Oh, I never
goofed up.
noticed that.
Yeah, they reversed the eye that's off. Oh man.
But yeah, I can't take Monk seriously because of this movie.
Oh man. And then
And
just
also
Galaxy
because
Quest?
the serious Gordon cop is Buffalo Bill.
and this whole like this whole reverberating carbonizer, and then here when he's like, "You piece of," he like pulls off right before he actually says, it's so good, it's so funny, and Tommy Lee Jones is just. I don't know. Oh, I want to know where he doesn't grow back. I mean, I'm assuming it's his nuts, but I'm just curious. Is it his foot? His Rolexes.
Also,
Okay.
funny thing is that Tony Shalhoub actually came back and voiced this character for the animated Men in Black cartoon that
nice.
aired for actually like a decent amount of time.
For gun people, I do want to say I was so happy that in the wide shot when they walked out of the pawn shop, not right here, you can see that Will Smith does actually have a holster in his pants right there. He's not just tucking
he's
it
got an
in
appendix
his
holster,
belt.
doesn't he?
Yeah. So it's one of those little things,
That's right,
especially
got
in the
it.
90s,
Yeah.
because in the 90s it was no pun intended, the Wild West of like gun handling in movies.
Oh, yeah. We watched Predator 2 together.
Oh, it was rough.
Goodness. That was a roughy toughy time when it came to guns.
Yeah, that there was actually like a proper trigger guard holster in Will Smith's pants there.
I found
Actually,
out this joke.
Oh,
I found out what joke this punchline goes to.
go for it.
You guys want to hear it?
I do want to hear it.
So, a farmer decided that he wanted to go to the movies, but he had his rooster with him. So, he takes his rooster and he shoves it into his overalls and gets into the movie. But during the movie, he takes the rooster out and puts it in the seat next to him. There's a couple sitting in the seat, and the wife is sitting next to the rooster and looks over and says to her husband, honey, this man's a pervert. He just pulled his cock out. And the husband says, that's nothing you ain't seen before. Leave him alone. And then she says, but honey, this one's eating my popcorn.
Oh, okay, that's actually an amazing. Oh, okay.
There you go.
Oh, thank you, Zach. I needed that.
Yeah. I've always wondered, and I finally tracked it down.
Well, I'm also like, the idea there that Tommy Lee Jones zapped him, but then like took him to dinner to create this thing where in his mind he's like, I don't even know how we got to this Chinese restaurant, but all right, we're like hanging out, like it just creates this confusion where like he's filling in like, because people do. It's interesting. The Neuralizer. Oh man, what a way to go. Oof.
Yeah, not fun.
It's bad. It's
Not
bad.
fun.
But the idea of the Neuralizer and memory is memory is an interesting thing. It's a tricky thing, and the idea that it, like, according to the dialogue in this, the Neuralizer wouldn't actually delete memories. It really would just cut off your ability to access them, essentially.
Mm-hmm. It would separate the neurons.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is a real building, right? This is like the
Yes,
like
it
the
is.
tunnel access building or maintenance building or something.
This is the ventilation access building for the Brooklyn Tunnel,
This
which
dude
Sylvester
gave me this card.
Stallone would have tried to get through
Oh, in daylight.
in daylight.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Oh, that was a joke in when we did Requiem. Just how much did the lights cost for making a movie called Daylight? Anyways, this whole sequence right here. I love this jacket. Again, Will Smith is so 90s music video. The Puma like high collar shirt underneath. His big boots. Those big we called them waffle stompers in high school.
Waffle stomper?
Well, yeah, because the tread pattern looked like waffles. I'm not even kidding.
Well, I've only ever heard
remember
a
those.
joke about waffle stomping, and I finally understand where it came from.
Yeah, it's those '90s hip hop boots. You know, there's like Timberline.
Yeah.
I think it was Timberline, right, Pat? That was the brand back then.
Timberland?
Timberland.
Timberland, not Timberline.
Timberland.
Yeah,
Timberline. Oh my god, you are
Sorry,
Timberland's
sorry,
like
sorry.
Tim's. They're called Tim's these days. Are like a cultural staple for certain communities in the United States.
No, not
like-
for me.
They're super important for some people to the point
I
of where
just
one
love
teenager
how
died.
casual Will Smith is. Just
Oh, yeah.
this whole.
Well,
This teenage kid literally died, Brian. Okay? They resuscitated him. Somebody asked him if he saw anything, and he replied back that God wears Tim's.
okay, I believe you.
Like, it's important for some people.
Oh yeah, no, I have no doubt. It's this whole again putting him in the Rip Thorn. By the way, is that Thorn, right?
Yeah, Rip Torn.
Torn. He's also just
His name's a pun.
yeah, it's great. But the man, this is one of those just famous scenes for good reasons of just there's so many layers of comedy going on here.
Uh-huh. Because, like, part of it is that you also know this is part of the test.
And he breaks
Oh,
the
How are they
yeah.
going to handle having
Just
these flimsy, stinking things? Like,
oh man,
everything's a problem.
And
How are you going to
I
solve
love
it?
I love that they show the other guys also. Like, why does he try to put this back together?
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
I think it's so that way he doesn't look like he broke it. It's a pride thing.
Oh my gosh. And I mean,
No, I wanna know what's on
the
this
editing
test.
is so on point here of just like the way it's cutting between them and just like again all the little gags and
Yeah.
oh man.
For anybody not watching, this is the scene in which all of these incredibly highly decorated
Most of them.
military guys can't write on this paper at all because it's super flimsy and they're all in these chairs. And nobody can take this test properly.
And no one thought to slide the table
Oh,
over.
the noise effect, the sound effect of that table, the screeching is so just it's on point. Oh, and you want
What's
to get
with
down
the
on
little
this?
table next to him, though? Surely he could have used that.
Yeah, they got some cigs.
Mm-hmm. Love Sigs.
The flashing light. I'm sorry for anybody that has epilepsy right here.
Yeah, this is an epilepsy movie.
Oh my gosh.
What do you think about the whole, like...
Was he actually right here?
Was he right?
Yeah, I don't know. The movie leaves it in a way where I don't think you're supposed to know. I think that his answer was like somewhat interesting.
It's
but it
spot
also
on though, dude.
oh man. Like I think the movie deliberately leaves it ambiguous and it's more funny that way. I think if they had answered it. I mean his whole
So the
dialogue here is so good of just, bust me in my ass while I'm on the treadmill. Oh.
Yeah. Like,
He's-
because you know that he's making this stuff up after the fact.
Oh yeah.
You know? He wasn't thinking about that. And then in the non-canon novelization that was made for this, they do give it that it is kind of like a hidden thing where, yeah, it's actually the right answer to shoot her. She's going to be the biggest danger.
Ease up off my back
And
about
that-
it.
Most of these aliens are supposed to be friendly.
Yeah.
But it leaves it ambiguous in the movie, and I like that better.
Yeah. And then the whole like this is a good shot there, right?
Dude, it's so funny.
Oh.
NYPD.
That one guy is wearing
Um,
Class A's down there, but he's got like paratrooper boots on. I hate that. That is a thing with certain uniforms. It just always bugged me.
Yeah, because that's not an American Class A, is it?
No, because he's wearing it's an army uniform. It's not something that's done really by anybody anymore in Class A's to have the parachute. I mean, he's got like the guy's a
Oh,
Green
yeah,
Beret.
yeah.
He's got a Ranger patch on. He's got I mean, unofficially they're called Green Berets. He's just a special forces. He's got the lightning bolt
It's
over the arrow. But yeah,
I always wondered if his was just kind of like random because it's baggier than the
Yeah.
others.
it was the thing back
know?
in the day, not anymore. I mean, again, this movie is, gosh,
Almost 20 years old.
Oh no, this movie's way more than 20 years old. It was like 20.
Sorry, almost 30 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just this briefing. The simple and laughable
Yeah.
purpose.
I don't know. Yeah.
Minister and eye test.
Oh, I love it. The sound effect there is actually a recharging flashbulb from an old camera.
Oh yeah, I remember that sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the look of it. It's like the traditional grays, but just different enough that it feels realistic. Where during this time, stuff like the X-Files had the grays on it, and they just are like stupid puppets. Downright disappointing puppets, I dare say.
Yeah. Well, this whole the architecture of this building too, I love that they kind of make it look like this could go back to the 60s. But there's still there's a lot of recessed lighting, like there's tucked up, on all the sides and underneath the walls, and these big ominous, you don't know if there's skylights or actual lighting up there, but it's very like it's 60s kind of airport vibe, which I know they were going for, but it's also
Yeah, I was gonna say they were
little
trying to
bit
design
timeless.
it to be like a '60s airport.
Yeah. But considering where he just said, things started, it makes sense. This whole man, these little worm guys, man, instant hits.
Right?
And
Instant
they're
hits.
in this
They-
shot, they're all practical and attached to this countertop. Like
Yep.
everything
They're
you're seeing on
puppets.
screen there is real.
Yeah, they're essentially Muppets.
Yeah, like pouring the coffee, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
The
great.
scene always kind of like
Smoking
made me
cigarettes.
want coffee.
yeah.
Well, I feel like this entire thing with like the airport coming up here and these guys, or spaceport, I should say, it almost had an effect culturally, similar to the cantina in Star Wars. It really did change some things.
Yeah. This whole sequence here, though, this is a
Oh,
good,
fantastic.
it's just a great bit of dialogue. I mean, this is world building right here. It's funny. It's shot well. Again, you got a guy with the skill of Tommy Lee Jones to deliver this dialogue. I mean, this is just an exposition dump, but it's so well done. You don't ever feel like it's an exposition dump, right?
A person is smart.
Yeah, people are dumb, which is very true, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And then this whole the idea of just like imagine but my parents to this day, we will still every now and then say like imagine what you'll know tomorrow.
Yeah, I still use the whole like a person is smart. People
People are dumb.
imagine what we'll know tomorrow.
Yeah, sorry, I was a little ahead there, but I'm like jumping ahead to these things I just know. The catch here though, like this is one of those, again, if you think about it, this would be a big deal. I mean, they never really say this, but you have to imagine that they would go after. They wouldn't recruit somebody who had a big intact family because the logistics of that would be really problematic, obviously. So they don't say it, but you would assume he probably doesn't have a lot of contact in the real world because, man, how complicated would that be to try and make him disappear?
Well, that's one of those things where it was actually pretty interesting. I'm not a big fan of like prequel retcon stuff, but what they ended up doing with the third movie in this series, I actually really liked because it tied into this so much more. Why is it that Kay was so fixated on him? Why, it's just like, oh, what happened to his family, right? And so you go watch that movie and then you go watch this and it makes a lot more sense about what happened there with Kay having kind of like been watching him his whole life, taking care of him.
I've only seen 3 once. I mean, I remember liking it. But that's one with Josh Brolin playing young Will Smith, right? Tommy Lee Jones.
Whoa, Josh
Sorry,
Brolin playing young Will Smith.
That'd be a heck of a acting challenge.
Actually, I heard they were going to get Robert Downey Jr. for that role.
Oh man, his pants are
He's a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
his pants are epic in this scene. But yeah, I only saw that once, but I remember thinking it was good. I haven't revisited it since I saw it. I
It
think in
was quite
theaters.
good. It had some issues, but it was way better than 2.
I love the little nod there, by the way, to Star Trek before you all start beaming me up.
Oh yeah, well, we actually missed an a reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. There are several references to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy in this. The writer was a big fan. But like the whole like, do a lot of them become cab drivers? Because
Oh, yeah.
that was a thing in the Hitchhiker's Guide books.
Was that the fourth book?
Particularly So Long and Thanks for All the Fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a fantastic scene. There's so many good aliens in this scene.
Mm-hmm. Well, that alien right there that was just in front of this guy, he's just behind Will Smith right now, and we see him later with the bouncy ball scene, is actually an alien from a completely different movie called Explorers, which was a, E.T. wannabe, didn't take off 80s kids movie. And that was like a little reference because the director was like friends with the guy who directed it or something like that.
It's brilliant, the idea that this is how they pay for it, because it would it'd work, I mean, right?
Yeah, a microwave.
Liposuction, Velcro.
Right? I noticed that there was actually quite a bit of overlap in this movie with some of its cast and some of its producers with Enterprise. And after that Velcro line, I kind of started to wonder if the episode Carbon Creek of Enterprise, where T'Pol's ancestor invents Velcro, might be a reference to this.
It might be,
But
yeah, because I remember that episode.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was a great episode.
This whole sequence
Good
is
Star
so
Trek.
good.
Oh, yeah. It has some really funny stuff, too, because it says that this bouncy ball was a gift or a prank from the Great Attractor. And the Great Attractor is actually a real thing. It's a point in space where it appears that whole galaxies are drawn to, and nobody really knows why. Practical joke by the Great Attractor. And that blackout that was referenced was a 27-hour long blackout in New York that yet led to like mass riots and looting.
Yeah. So yeah, right here, the amount of little cameos on this screen, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, George
Everyone
Lucas.
on those screens. Yep. Al Roker. The girl in the upper right-hand corner was the director's daughter. The dude with the glasses was the director. All kinds of things.
Yeah. Well, that was great. Oh, and this Venus.
Well, one of the moon.
Oh, it's great. And again, this actress, just this one spot here. Oh, it's so good. She's that face and those glasses. It's so harsh.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the glasses to me.
Well, and just that the super tight pulled back hair, and just like the extreme wrinkles around the mouth and lips, and just the glasses. She reminds me of from Monsters Inc. Wazowski.
Oh, Roz.
Oh yeah, looking lovely today. You forgot to turn in your paperwork.
Wazowski. You forgot to fill out your paperwork.
Yeah, man.
That is an actual high school photo.
Yep. Gold's Gym VIP member. I mean, if they were in LA, right?
Yeah.
Is Gold's Gym big in New York too?
I have no idea. I know
Yeah.
nothing about New York except that I don't like it. Yeah, the burning off of the fingerprints, that was rough as a kid. I'm like, no, why would they do that?
James Dare. Yeah, so Hamilton watch, very famous Hamilton watch. Oh, but I guess so that Hamilton watch, Elvis famously wore that in Blue Hawaii, and there's a couple Elvis references in this movie. Yep, that was he featured
much about
prominently in
Elvis
his
myself.
character, and then obviously the Ray-Ban. I think they were called the Predators or something. This
Yep, the Ray-Ban Predator 2.
Ray-Ban. Yeah, I think the Ray-Ban. This is like second only to probably Top Gun as far as sales that Ray-Ban got after a film.
Oh, yeah. Went from an average of 1.5 million to, on the Predator 2 specifically, to 5 million after this movie came out. I love that the cat is like a main part of this, because I just love cats in general, and this is just such a fun cat to me.
Yeah. Oh, he's up there with movie
Wait,
cats.
you love
for sure.
cats?
Yes, I love cats.
I had no idea, Zach.
This man, Vincent D'Onofrio, his physical comedy in this movie is just so good.
Amazing. And he went for it too. I mean, he was wearing immovable leg braces, and he tightly wrapped his ankles to give them a slightly more stunted look as well.
Still looks.
He reminds me of like
Oh, it's good.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Oh, he's fantastic. I love that Will Smith is already kind of like half bored. Like this is his first briefing, and he's like, just already disinterested somewhat.
He's like, I wanted a little bit more excitement than this.
And the fact that he they're walking down when they're riding down the elevator, and he does the whole spiel about I don't want anybody calling me, sport or junior or buddy, and then they basically
And the first thing he does
constantly
is
do it.
just light him up with it, dude.
Oh yeah, well, it's like through the whole
It's
movie
the
that you're like,
best.
yeah, why don't you take Junior here with you? Just oh
I like the intergalactic figure. Rip
man.
Torn, he's a weird guy, or he was. He's dead now.
Yeah. Although
He was a
for
weird
him,
dude.
the first line that comes to mind still for him is actually, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Right? Yeah, me too.
That's my first line I think of. Unlimited
If you can dodge a
technology from the
trap,
whole
you can dodge a
universe.
ball. Yeah, that's a Crown Vic.
Yep. You hurt yourself? Oh man.
This scene is one of those that kind of took me out of it, like the obvious fast forwarding.
Yeah. Well, and it would definitely draw attention. It's one of the. It's just played. It's played for laughs to the point where that's the opposite of kind of staying low key.
Yeah.
'Cause if you had a Crown Vic, driving that fast, people would be like, "Man, everybody would notice it constantly." But I mean, it's a good gag, right? It's funny.
Yeah.
And of course, the effect
but
later when it goes in the tunnel is just fantastic.
Yeah. This is
This is one of the big
It's one
plot
of those
changes were
things.
made during this scene, right? Yeah,
Yes.
go for it.
This was supposed to be because it was supposed to be kind of a gag, okay? This big actor here, he played Lurch in the butler for the Addams Family in the two Addams Family movies, this is the same director. And they're supposed to be royal members of royal families from two different species, because he's supposed to be super big and this guy's supposed to be super tiny, right? So that's kind of the joke, the big people versus the little people. And their whole thing is supposed to be dialogue about the galaxy, because their people are at war and they're supposed to be having like peace talks on a neutral planet. And it's this guy. So, but they realized that they didn't need the whole extra plot. So they're like, all right, that's it. Let's just go ahead and get rid of the one extra race and just have them be of the same race. And they dub them over with alien language.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. God, I want that ravioli, though. Part of it is that I'm on a diet, and I really, really want carbs.
You're right about one
I
thing.
like the little foreshadowing. The brief little Orion
Yep, you see
scene
it.
on the cat's collar. So it really keys you into that mystery.
The whole diamonds for my kids to play with or something there too, which is just funny.
Yeah.
So okay, how did his like cockroach, like spiky tail or whatever, whip out and kill him without damaging his human skin, like his human flesh disguise?
Who knows?
I mean, it probably didn't. It probably has a big slit up the back, like Buffalo Bill.
Uh-huh.
What was that, Pat?
Oh, jeez. I was just gonna say the same thing. Yeah, he's probably got like a mark on his back. The way he's walking, people just think he crapped his pants. So.
Yeah.
That's true. Your other license and registration, please.
Yeah.
I love too that just the world building also of the way aliens interact with them says so much about just selling the idea that this is a well-established organization. They're well known. Most of the aliens they run into actually know these agents like personally at this point. It all sells the completeness of this. That this is an ingrained. It's been here for a long time type of situation, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Will Smith is great.
Do you recognize this alien by chance?
He's
Reg?
I know I've seen him.
Oh yes.
multiple
Wait,
things.
hold on. Isn't he?
Yeah.
He's in Star Trek. Isn't he the?
No.
Isn't he the? No.
You're close.
Dang it, never
You're
mind.
really close. You're so close that I would almost consider it Star Trek.
Oh,
Dang it.
he's
Is it
in
Galaxy
Galaxy
Quest?
Quest.
Yes.
Yeah. He's one of the Thermians. He's the one that gets killed.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then he says by Graptar's hammer, you should be avenged. That's right.
Yeah, he's got that
Yeah.
great moment. Oh,
Yeah.
it's
Because
a
it was-
squid.
And then he spits
Yeah.
up on him. It's great.
This is all like
My
this
wife
is
and I
a
are
puppet,
watching
right?
through Angel right now, and he popped up on an episode of that. Yes, this is an entirely practical puppet, and it was apparently very slippery.
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah.
It's
It's,
so gross. It reminds me of Kit Fisto.
oh man.
Yes, dude.
Jedi Master Kit Fisto.
He's the dad. He's the dad.
Oh.
Actually, probably great grandfather.
This
because,
whole, like-
galaxy far, far away.
Did anything
Long
about that
time
seem
ago, so-
unusual to you? It's just delivered. Oh, it's gold. Oh man.
Did you watch the CinemaSins thing on this, Brian?
No, I watched the heavy spoilers, but I did not watch the Cinema Sins.
I did look on. The CinemaSins on this one was frankly very disappointing. Because normally, like, you know, a third to half of the things that CinemaSins gives out aren't very good.
Yeah.
They're like, they're reaching. Almost this entire movie was reaching.
Oh,
Almost the
yeah.
entire movie, they were reaching for plot holes that, like, you know, it's just like, yeah, basic.
Very minor. Well, and that's where I
Yeah, very
wish
minor.
I wish a show like that. Like I remember an honest trailer. I think it might have been for Winter Soldier. There was one of them where it was an MCU film, and they said this is actually a very good movie. So and I hear like the trailer guy's voice in my head say, "Prepare for nitpicking," and then they go, and so they like right off the bat they establish the fact that this is a hard movie to like make an honest trailer about because this is really good. And I feel like this is one of those films that you would have to throw that caveat if you wanted to roast it, of being like, we're going to be super petty because this is a really good movie.
Yeah. So I read a fun little fan theory
Yeah?
that the reason why her lemonade's so awful is because she didn't have any sugar.
You know what? That tracks. His reaction here, though. Just back into the glass. Oh, man. Oh, gosh. The scene here where they neuralize her in a minute, and just the get a decorator in here and just all of that. It's, I mean, do you know?
Damn.
Yeah, 'cause damn. I think that's what I mean. Like, I as much as, you know, this movie was a little heavy on profanity for my parents also, so much of the profanity. It's a weird thing to say, but so much of the profanity in this movie is so good. The delivery is so good. It's like almost essential for the humor. Man, her this is a bad broom. It's just so like you could shoot a horror film in this set without any problem.
Right? Because some profanity can actually be really good and really funny in movies. Like, everybody kind of, like, idolizes how amazing, like, Martin Scorsese is as a director. But he always bothered me because he has so much cussing that is stupid to be in there.
Wolf of Wall Street
awful.
just is so over the top.
Oh, I mean, The Departed has, like,
Yeah.
one of the highest ratios of F words of any film of all time. And it made it stupid to me. I'm like, this guy's supposed to be the greatest of all time?
You gotta go back
Like,
and watch some of
I
his
don't know.
old stuff. This, do you know how much of this was improvised versus how, I mean, it was most of this like scripted and like they just like a writer nailed this and then they got the actors to deliver it, or was a decent amount of this improv?
Apparently
Do
it
you
was
know?
both. Will Smith improvised some things, but a lot of it wasn't. I like how he's trying to make life better for him.
Yeah.
You know?
Damn. And then that stare with the blink, it's so good.
Because the blink is just slightly off.
Yeah. Not green. When you get one when you grow up. And then
The
flipping
neuralizer.
him off when he rubs his forehead.
Oh, I never noticed that.
You never noticed? Oh yeah, he totally flips him off there when he.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. I was on Final Jeopardy last night. It's like Oh,
This
again,
entire movie is
just comedy.
it's just
Yeah. Um.
I think
They
the fact that there's so many jokes and just about all of them land. Like that is hard. Like usually, like your big comedies, your airplanes and stuff like that. There's so many jokes that in there that if one doesn't land, there's another one so fast it doesn't matter because enough of them land to kind of keep the ratio high. This movie, like I can't think of very many flat jokes that just don't work in this movie.
Yeah.
It genuinely stays funny. The ratio of like jokes told to jokes being funny, I think might be like one of the highest that I've personally seen.
in what world would they send the cat into the morgue with the dude?
In I don't know, in New York. Oh,
Yeah,
I do
like,
love the
what are they
whole
gonna do?
it's yeah. What's with the cat? It's there's a problem with the cat. Yeah, it's not my problem. It's a great line. Or it's your problem. Sorry. It's,
So they bring in this actress here. She's the female lead. I mean, it's like 30 minutes into the movie already.
yeah.
50 minutes into the movie, and
Didn't the
like
cast
she's
have a
in
big
less
issue
than
with her?
half this movie. Yeah. So she was going to be part of the sequel, but apparently the crew didn't like her. She was a
Well, didn't she
One-
get this role from like gambling or something? I read.
Yeah, she gambled with the director and won. Won her part in Men in Black in a poker game with director Barry Sonfield. Besides that part, she also won around $1,200. She retired from acting in 2009. She has a reputation on pretty much like almost all of her projects as being, as Kevin Smith put it, low-key a raging bitch.
Nice.
Yeah. Like, so, like, she was in the movie Dogma, and she wouldn't even speak to him some days. And he
that movie.
never could figure out why. I hate that movie. It's
Oh, it's messed
basically
up.
evil.
I love the different names he comes up with for Will Smith, and Will Smith looks over at him every time.
Well, because it's always just something weird.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
his
no, no.
name is all like super cultural, and then Will Smith's is like a 5-letter word.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can tell.
The next
He doesn't
one
put
is
any, he
Mr.
doesn't
Black.
Put any. Yeah, he doesn't put any. Mr. Black. Oh gosh.
Speaking of like the names, they hit it out of the park with their casting. Do you guys remember the poster? Mr. Jones and Mr. Smith?
Oh yeah.
Like, they're the Men in Black, right? Yeah.
Oh, it worked. Yeah, I remember. Well, I remember those trailers, where they kick open the door and walk out with their guns up, and it pans out, and it's the eye in the middle of Men in Black. Yeah, and it was everything about this was great.
Yeah.
The marketing
really hit it out of the
campaign
park.
for this movie, was very solid.
Mhm.
Cat. Dive right in. This is just the sound effects here are just fantastic.
Well, so this might seem a little bit cavalier or a little bit weird to people. Like, why is she like this? Diving right in, all this stuff. I dated a girl who was a mortician. Okay, she did this Sacramento County, and
Remember
it was
her.
like they're like this. Yeah, this is just what they do.
This
They're yeah.
this is one of those moments actually where I feel like he doesn't nail his like I'm gonna wing my excuse. I mean, I think it's supposed to be awkward. It's supposed to be a bad, cover that he's coming up with here, but it is just awkward. It's sufficiently awkward in this scene. The whole deja vu thing is interesting though because the way the neuralizer works, it makes sense there would be bits of deja vu and stuff like that.
He looks like he's under a lot of stress. I love Tommy Lee Jones so much.
Oh,
He's one of my favorite actors.
He's so good.
Did you ever see the commercial that he did in Japan?
I don't think so.
Japan actually has a weird fascination with Tommy Lee Jones, and he did this one commercial where he's like a teacher, and he whips this class of Japanese kids into shape, and part of it is by like throwing chalk so hard it's like a bullet and blows this kid's hair off. Stuff like that. It's weird.
It's the whole like the body, great body,
So good.
the dead body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. I love what the glove toss earlier, just across the room too. It was just so. It's just it's all
Yeah.
good.
I really love I
Remember
really
that
love
slugger?
him in The Fugitive.
Jeez.
So good.
So here is
I
where
was
you
always-
can really tell the outline when on the other side there under the chin. You know, where the face opens up,
Yeah.
because this was two props, right? There was the small one here for the wide shot, and then a big, full size one for the up close stuff where they needed the eyes and
Yeah.
everything to work.
They had to use a bigature.
Yeah.
So this was all practical except for like the alien's face. I think that there was some CG do, but
Then like
it
here,
was like a foot tall.
yeah, because like right here we've gone to a bigature style puppet, right?
Yeah. What's the name of that movie? Oh, U.S. Marshals. I was so disappointed in U.S. Marshals. I
Huh?
wanted that to be an amazing movie, and it just wasn't.
It's one of those movies.
Tommy Lee Jones, Wesley Snipes, Robert Downey
Yeah.
Jr.
See, that's a movie that I fully acknowledge is not even remotely close to The Fugitive, but I still enjoy it actually quite a bit.
Mm.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying like it's there's enough there that I still like. I can get into this. Belt.
Yeah.
You imagine? I'm trying to imagine walking around New York, driving a human being sitting in a human's head. He's got his like controls there, like he's got like arms and legs and all kinds of stuff going on. All his cat.
Maybe it's a neurological. It's not like actual levers. Maybe he like touches each one for different functions,
Maybe.
and it connects it to different parts of his brain.
It would
They
make
got
more
little,
sense.
like, balls on top of the things.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. Jones. Oh man.
Oh, damn. Yeah. What's the royal family doing on this freaking planet?
I love that she immediately is like, nails who they are. Because of course that's what they are. It makes like most people are like, oh, you're into the. I love what Will Smith constantly calling it the flashy thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing that went down in my family is the flashy thingy. She's like, I'm gonna flashy thingy you, or I wish I could flashy thingy you.
Well, Tommy Lee Jones just acting all and just annoyed with him, just like what?
Also, never hurt her before.
I've a couple times.
Like working at a morgue. Could you imagine?
Oh man, yeah, she'd be constantly being memory wiped. No. Oh,
This is just a very conspicuous truck.
yeah.
And they're always just a little bit behind.
You feel like these guys are just always like within. You figure that they have like a team of these that are always within like 5
It's like
minutes.
a cleaner,
of-
like a
yeah.
cleaning team.
Now, see what they really needed just for the cleaning crew to have blue gloves on.
2x2, hands of blue.
Yeah.
Those of you who don't understand that, go watch Firefly. You're missing out.
The wide shot of that truck going back and forth, it's just like the trucks are rocking, do not come knocking. That would apply to this situation also.
Yeah, just a little bit. I love how they specified that he's like
Stupid,
a
Brian.
6-foot cockroach with an inferiority complex.
This is supposedly like
Shiny
all
rock.
diamonds, right? Like real diamonds right there.
Yeah, like valuable diamonds.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Where's what? I love the music.
Yeah.
Really, really great
Danny
music.
Elfman. Yeah. This is
Yeah.
one of these scores. I feel like
I'm not normally a big fan.
no. I mean, his big, obviously his massive claim to fame is the Batman score, which is genuinely, I think, amazing.
Excuse me, that's his massive claim to fame.
I think
Danny
so.
Elfman has done
No,
more.
I know he's done a crap ton of movies,
This would-
but
this
if
would
if
be
you
so
ask
tough.
if you ask people, and you list them, most people are going to be like, "Oh yeah, the Batman." Because when people think of Batman, like that is to John Williams Superman. That is to Batman, as far as people just think of Batman, and that because it's been used in the animated series, the Lego movie, in the Lego games, all that stuff. And I'm not disparaging any of his massive body of work, but like that's, I would argue all day long that is the biggest piece of music he made.
Okay. Well, part of it is like he has done more superhero movies than any composer. ever. I mean, he did Batman, he did Dick Tracy, he did Darkman, he did the 1990s Flash TV show. He did, I mean, Mission Impossible doesn't count, but he did like Men in Black, Spider-Man, The Hulk, Spider-Man 2. He did an Arkham Asylum fan film. He did Wanted, Hellboy 2.
He's very prolific. But again, if
but
you
specifically in the superhero genre is what I'm saying. Like so many. Like because he did more than that. He did Avengers: Age of Ultron. He did Doctor Strange 2. He did Joss Whedon's Justice League. Just so many. Lots of comic books and stuff.
Yeah. No, he's somebody who I don't love his music as much as, a lot of, like your John Williams, obviously, or your Michael Giaccheros, or your Jerry Goldsmiths, or those guys. But he is a talented composer.
I'm the same way. I'm not the biggest fan of him. Part of it is his just over-reliance on the same sound over and over again. And he's forever attached with Tim Burton, who is one of my least favorite directors. Don't tell my sister. That sister director.
There's another scene though, right here, where I feel like there's just a moment of depth there that was really good. Just the idea of people say it's better to have loved than lost than never loved at all, and just that very poignant "try it." The delivery by Tommy Lee Jones there is just he says so much with 2 words right there.
As somebody who is divorced, I have used that line seriously. I have. I gave my wife this whole speech once about why I thought that was one of just the most profound lines.
Well, it's the kind of
in movies for me.
It's one of those things that when you know, when you've gone through it, you understand. Yeah, you know what you're talking about. Shut up. Like that is the line is better to love and lost, no loved at all. That is something said by somebody who's not gone through it.
Yes.
Give the kid a weapon. Also, that whole scene, as Will Smith is jabbering on, as Tommy Lee Jones is rearranging the whole desk and putting files away and like moving the little pencil thing and getting it, straightening the keyboard. I love all that because as somebody who identifies with constantly straightening his desk, it's like, yep. You're just
you would probably have a panic attack looking at my desk then.
I usually do when I come to your house, man.
Dude, it's bad right now. It's so bad.
Break this damn thing.
Oh, the noisy cricket is actually one of those things where I have seen it referenced, especially in video games, very often. There's going to be some sort of Easter egg or something like that.
This was also this era, 3D games were really in their infancy, right? I mean, 90s, the PlayStation was, massive hit. PS2, was the PS2 came out in 98, I want to say. It was right around here. 98 or 99? 99, I think, was the PS2.
Yeah.
But, 3D games. And Men in Black, I remember several attempts to make a Men in Black game, where you had the weapons and you're running around and action games. And they were all bad, from my memory, at least. But just the, of course, the noisy cricket, trying to put that in a video game was a big deal. And this tow truck driver... how so unfazed he is. Like, just go away.
Yeah. And you have that thing that's Ruger Super Red Hawk. I learned to shoot on a Ruger Blackhawk, very similar to that one. Though it seems to have like the extra long barrel.
Yeah, that seemed like a Dirty Harry sized gun for sure. A serious crush on his cat.
Yeah, let's just look at the way that he's freaking. Like, this is one of the things that
really sells it.
This is one of the things that really bothers me, okay? Is like, why would you not train the guy? Or at least give him a regular gun or something?
Yeah. I mean, well, for comedy. I mean, really, this is one of those things where it doesn't make any sense, and the answer is so that you can have this moment. I mean, it's the only answer. Right?
I know. It's just this movie does seem to attempt to make sense in places, despite it being a nonsense plot in a good way.
This whole oh man, I love this speech. Sorry, just it's and about to pay
Yeah.
miserable little planet. The way he says that is so like,
Nope.
oh man, you want like right? I mean, I think there's a little bit of fantasy here. Definitely, like I have no reason to believe this is true whatsoever. In fact, I'm sure the opposite's true. But if there are people in charge of super secret government organizations that are doing all kinds of crazy things behind our backs, you want somebody in charge who like cares, right? Who like has the best of intentions. That's the fantasy. And that's why we like to put them in fiction, because we want to pretend that somebody like that might actually be in charge, even though I'm sure it's the exact opposite. The dropping the cigarette and then stamping it out was just a great little detail
Yeah.
right there. Pack of Marlboros and the Statue of Liberty
Yeah.
touristy thing.
Yeah. I had a comment on that. It went right out of my head. Oh well. Oh, but I was gonna say the whole thing about his speech is absolutely correct, and it's one of the things that is actively practiced. Even
Yeah.
there was this one particular politician that I was reading about who had this fantastic story about how she was going to be working with like the DoD and the NSA and all this stuff. She was offered this job, and the job, she was essentially pulled into a room, and a guy said, "Look at these files, look at these events. These are all of the things that we have stopped from happening, and hasn't been made public. That this is the type of stuff that we do, and you need to be okay with handling and dealing with these kinds of situations and keeping it a secret." And she said that she didn't sleep for almost 2 days mulling over the decision.
Mm-hmm.
And that one stuck with me because it seemed very believable.
Clean out career hair. Man, whoever the guy is there next to the pug, is that a real human? Or is that a model?
Is indeed.
Man.
And yeah, they made him up. I mean, they give him a zoom in. You can see that he's.
That's true, man. It's just like that guy needs a hug and a bowl of pasta.
Right?
Just this. Oh, Doc owes my friend money. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but they edited his dialogue down and then changed the dog's dialogue
Yeah.
so much, you know?
Did this like bother animal people? Like watching this? I mean,
Yes,
obviously.
it did. They actually have an extended thing at the end of it, both with the cockroaches and the dog.
Like, this is not
they
a
have
real
an
pug that
extended
they're
disclaimer
shaking.
in the credits. It is.
It is?
Like certain parts aren't, but some parts are because you can't really fake it. Like, look at that. That's a real dog.
Yeah. Technology wasn't that good back then.
Mm-hmm. And so they specified that it was done like under very close consideration. Animal's health was done. It was normal playtime essentially for the dog. Specifically trained for it, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do not
This
like.
is kind of fortuitous.
Yeah.
You don't like what?
No, I was just saying
Cats?
those like really skinny, kind of freaky looking cats. Those cats always freak me out a little bit.
I don't think that was a Siamese cat. It did have hair, but
no, it wasn't
looked
hairless, but it's just
super short hair.
yeah, with the very like kind of bigger stringy cats. Yeah, definitely some foreshadowing here for the end credits, right?
Yes.
I
shows you
love
what's
that,
going
by the
on
way.
there.
When we get to that, I always thought that was one of those. Well, there's a whole, just
Mhm. Well,
yeah.
this
go ahead.
was another one of those things that was actually inspired by The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. There's even a whole thing where it's just like whole planets or whole galaxies contained in pocket universes that are used in like pool balls and stuff. Yeah.
This Bell, man, David Cross, he's another just comedic just gem out there. He's so funny, and it's just a great little bit he's got here.
Yes,
Thank
the
you.
analrapist from the analytical therapist, the analrapist from Arrested Development.
This line, thank you for making sure the bell works. It's just like, oh. Oh, man. Farmer John.
He's like decomposing.
Yeah, well, I mean,
It's so
how
bad.
long would this skin last? I mean, really.
2 days max.
His
Without
teeth-
being properly
and,
cured.
Like, yeah, he's got like the flake there. I thought there was a tooth for a second, but that's just like a skin tag down in his mouth. But the makeup job on him is
No.
amazing, and like the contacts they've got on him, and his hair and everything is so good.
The droop. Like, how did they do the droop in his eye? Because, like, I can't tell if he's supposed to be a kid or if he's supposed to be, like, 1,000. Like, 'cause he looks like an adult dressed like a child. You know? Ugh.
Poor
Somebody else say
guy.
something.
Oh man, yeah. Sorry, this is I keep struggling. I just want to keep watching because it's just good. It's good stuff. Oh, not really hard. You're gonna go in there, start flashing your brain ray
Okay,
leukemia.
did you guys happen to read who it was that the 2 actors that they actually offered the role of Agent J to before Will Smith?
Well, one was Ross from Friends, David Schwimmer.
Ross from Friends, David Schwimmer. Could you imagine how crap this movie would be with David
Yeah.
Schwimmer in the lead?
Yeah, he's
Would not have been good.
yeah
Very good.
he's
I hate him.
yeah. Well, I don't hate Friends, but I mean, and he's good as that character as it's written. But yeah, he's definitely like can't do pretty much anything else.
Yeah.
And the other one was O'Neill, right? The guy who played Robin in
That is
Batman.
correct. O'Donnell. Chris O'Donnell.
Chris O'Donnell. Yeah, and then I know that they wanted Clint Eastwood before they got Tommy Lee Jones, right?
Yep, they wanted Clint Eastwood for K.
I actually think, I mean, I'm not saying it would have been better by any means, but I do think that Clint could have done this well also.
Yes. It's just the other 2, Chris O'Donnell is
No.
fine.
It
But I
would
don't.
have been-
He doesn't have the charisma for
No.
this.
Well, he doesn't have just that line delivery. I mean, Will Smith, he has that ability to make saying "damn" hilarious. You know, like not every actor can do that. Oh gosh, this with the innuendo. Slow down, girl.
She does kind of point.
She points
Weirdly.
directly to her crotch. I mean, there. So just like that's no other way to like. Some,
Yeah.
it just and this guy's just he's so annoyed. I love that he's lighting a cigarette with a real. This is the only time you see Kay smoke, right?
As far as I know, yeah. That's convenient. Is that guy supposed to be dead?
I would assume so. Yeah. See, she finally points underneath the tray.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Did he kill the cat here? Because
I don't think so.
well, the cat doesn't show up again, and he has the collar. I always even as a kid, I was like, oh, did he just kill the cat? Because that makes me sad. Because you
know.
never see the
Now-
cat again.
Did he kill a cat?
I mean, I don't know if there's a canon answer, but
Yeah.
the movie leaves it very you could go either way based on what you see on screen.
I always loved Kay's gun. I always hated
Yeah.
Jay's gun.
The deatomizer.
I hope he didn't kill the cat. Did you ever watch the animated series at all?
No, I have not.
The animated series has a line where they're walking down this corridor randomly, and they're just like, "Did you hear that they're making a movie? Yeah, they got Smith and Tommy Lee Jones."
Nice.
I thought that was really funny.
I love that he takes the
I
time.
always loved the detail. Yeah.
Yeah, he throws
Like,
out the.
why?
Sorry, go ahead.
To get all the stuff out, dude.
Well, my mom had that wooden beaded seat cover like in the 90s. She had that, and it was just I hated it so much because when I was like learning how to drive, I had to sit in that
I
thing.
thought
my
those
mom's from
things were
Mercedes.
awful too.
Oh,
I thought those things were really awful also. And I still kind of do, except for the fact that I sat in a car with one. while it was hot out, and it was the best thing in the world. It was
Oh, really?
amazing. The airflow, dude. The airflow.
Nice. I do love that he immediately knows
Um,
it's a cab. I mean, I think that's where he threw it out because that way they know. And just the kind of. I mean, it's a classic moment, right? Of kind of the young blood,
Mhm.
just like running off half cocked, and the old guy's like, I'm gonna calmly just get in the car because I'm not gonna run after this guy on foot. I'm not stupid. Yeah, we have a car.
Yeah. Um,
He's not leaving the planet in the cab. He has to get in the
Right?
back seat.
so for this,
Well, and Will Smith
scene-
isn't
oh,
used to space travel or anything like that. He's used
Yeah.
to catching guys on the street,
Mhm. Yeah.
This whole I do like that they give Jay kind of a moment here. I mean, when they're kind of like trying to figure out what to do next, they do a good job of. I mean, because for the most part, right, this is about Kay teaching Jay the ropes. I mean, most of the time, Kay's got things under control. He knows the answer before Jay even knows what the question is, but they don't ever make Jay like dumb. I mean, they make him make some rash decisions and kind of be a young guy that's thinking before he leaping before he thinks. He's not adjusted fully, but they never go all the way to the to trying to paint him like he's stupid. Like they recruited him for a reason. He does have good instincts. He is driven, and they kind of let him go kind of full circle here, where he thinks of this. Just give him a moment here, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. The whole Galactic Standard Week being an hour, I always kind of hated that they immediately jumped to 1 hour until the Earth is destroyed. I don't know. I don't like it when they give ultimatums with such a short amount of time, where it goes from being a sense of urgency to an unrealistic sense of urgency.
Yeah, because there's no way you would do this in an hour. It's just not.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's me.
Have you ever been to? Have either one of you guys been to New York
Nope.
and seen
Been
this?
to New
'Cause
York,
this
but never been to the World's Fair.
because this is a real place, right? I mean, this is all.
I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
supposed to go to New York, but then that was in 2013 during the whole polar vortex thing. Got rerouted to Philadelphia. Had to 45 minutes to hit my crossing, a new crossing flight from Philadelphia to Phoenix, and then got stuck in Phoenix overnight. It's a great time. I was going to go to New York. I was
You're
going to
sick.
spend 18 hours there.
Push the little red button.
Ah.
This is a good CG sequence to transform in this car.
Yeah. They built a miniature of this tunnel. It took 4 months to build, and they did it in full. So the tunnel here is entirely practical.
Really,
Yeah.
I love the 8-track.
This is I've never used 8-track.
I weirdly was out in the estate sale with Jen today, and the fellow who had passed had a massive collection of 8-track tapes that I looked through. And I was like, oh yeah, forgot how big these things are.
Yeah.
I mean, this is very kind of basic comedy, but it's just done so well here. It's just fun. Again, I mean, Kay just kind of letting loose here a tiny bit. Of course he loves Elvis. That's good.
Yeah. This is such a good little thing. He thrives under pressure.
Yeah, this is his zone.
I get why they were making that joke. It's funny, but there's no reason why he would have said that. It was a forced joke, but
Elvis is dead, right? Like that
Yeah.
that line. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Just trying to bluff her way through. I do like the idea of an extremely powerful but emotionally unstable race that will try and feed on, feed on war, so it just goes around and creates conflict. I like that idea.
Yeah.
That's an interesting plot because it creates something almost like Klingons or Krogan, but they're not all like honor and all this crap. They're like, we need to eat. Let's get these people to fight each other so we can scavenge off of all of it.
Oh yeah, it's like an interesting twist on the businessman who wants war because it's good for business, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. These guns I always thought were kind of fun. Just the big old,
I never liked Jays. Even as a kid, I thought it was filled with a little bit too many Greeblies, but I loved Tommy Lee Jones's gun. I just like Tommy Lee Jones's guns in this movie. But this original ending was not actually going to contain much action. The bug was going to be animatronic. The finale was actually going to be like a comedic, very science fiction, Star Trek inspired even. Like if Star Trek was a comedy. Conversation between J.K. and the bug. And the bug would eventually just kind of like give up and go home.
Really?
Like, yeah.
I love this part because that guy seeing that would just stand there and look just like he did.
Oh yeah.
Right? And they have a nice little callback to it later with the paper.
The tabloid. Shoot the damn thing. Are you not a
Will
fan
Smith
of the
looks like Zurg's gun from Toy Story.
It does look like Zurg's gun from Toy Story 2, though.
Yeah, Toy Story 2.
Popper gun.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right through. This is a good effect work right here, by the way.
Very good. I love this. Like the miniature, the compositing, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Like,
well, this was
I
all.
honestly don't know.
This was all ILM, just at its peak glory before CG took over everything, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, this was that sweet spot to me when they were doing both.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I think they understood the limitations of CG, and when they used it, they did. I mean, yeah, the 90s in general, and ILM was really the only big boy in town doing this. But just that, they knew the model work. Obviously, they could do the model work and the animatronic work so well. I mean, Stan Winston doing his work and these guys, and it was impeccable. And then knowing how to use CG to make it better. And just blend it, and it was just. I mean, they were at the top of their game, and I think that until you had Weta come in with Lord of the Rings and really kind of pave the way for, as much as the prequels did a lot of cool stuff. I mean, Lord of the Rings, I think, just totally took the cake as far as that era of taking us into the the full CG, and even Weta did a ton of model work. I know, which is one of the reasons why it looked better than the prequels. Even though the prequels had a lot of model work, especially in Episode 1. But it's just, this was, the 90s, when it was the good stuff, when it was the ILM stuff, it looked, and it ages so well because it was just done so well at the time. Man. Yeah, this for being full CG, it still holds up. The textures are good. The movement's good. It takes its time. It has a sense of scale, and it's just slimy. The reaction shots with them is also, it sells it. Like, their reaction shots are a big part of what sell this.
Yeah, I love the design of this thing. This thing's so great because it is reminiscent of a cockroach. You can tell that they took a little bit of cues from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my gun back.
It's great. Oh, and, I mean, I love Jay's solution here though too. Again, it shows that he's a smart guy as far as like he's creative, the way that he gets him to stop. But this whole thing of just, it's like, oh man, how nasty would this have been?
Yeah, and this is all done on reshoots, which is why this isn't much of a set piece. You know, I love the mandibles pushing his feet down. Just look at the design of this thing. This is freaking great.
Yeah.
And the special effects hold up really stinking well.
Yeah. Well, I think they understood too. Like you show it in glimpses. You show it like it's not super bright. You know, they understood the limitations, and it helps. You know, like the lighting is a huge part of what helps this. Has Quarter Crew done an episode on this?
I don't know about this particular scene, but I know that they've done some stuff from this, especially with the scene of the the ship going through the model of that the Earth sculpture.
Yeah. The globe.
But I don't know if they did it of the bug, the roach.
Roaches check in.
Um,
Which is the actual like logo for like a brand, right? Of pesticide or something.
that is correct.
Roach Motel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good to see. I mean, and it's funny, they do a good job of when the texture isn't quite there, but it looks okay because this is at night, which, I mean, again, there's a reason why they shot the T-Rex sequence at night in Jurassic Park. Again, funny, we were looking at Requiem, and, you when it's done right, it's fine. When it's done as it's a cheap way to save money, it doesn't work. Oh, man, that's just,
No, it does not.
you know what that dumpster smelled like, right? You can just smell it looking at it.
Yeah. So this was another one of the issues with the animal safety groups.
I love the face.
He was stepping on honey or Dijon mustard packets. They were using live roaches, and they had to be so careful about it in order to avoid getting sued
Oh, my
that they had
gosh.
to count all of the roaches individually to make sure that they had the right, all of them were there and accounted for.
You literally can call professionals to come and kill all of them in your house, and everybody loves those people, but if you do it on film, you get sued. I do not understand this world sometimes.
I don't know either.
Snatching up galaxies, and yeah, that's a good shot right there.
I also just don't think that there's enough room inside of that thing for Agent K to be still in there. The bravado. Too late.
Too late. Oh,
It's a good thing he didn't shoot in Will Smith's direction.
Right?
It might have gone right through the bug and gotten him.
So, I was reading about
Is
this. because
Nickelodeon
they
a
were doing-
co-sponsor of this movie? Jeez, there's so much goop.
yeah.
Yeah, they were doing an interview together, and Tommy Lee Jones is used to working in some nasty conditions. He was just like, yeah, getting covered in the goo. It's just part of the job. He didn't mind it. Thought it was kind of fun. Apparently, Will Smith hated this. Like, he despised this entire experience of being covered in the goo.
It's not his thing.
Nope, not in the slightest.
Were you in this or
I like how you can see it coming in the back. When I was a kid, I did not see that at all.
Really?
Mhm.
Well, you were
Yeah,
probably watching
I
it on a
was stupid as a
27-inch CRT, right?
Oh, yeah.
From the stairs. So yeah, probably,
Mm-hmm.
a 9.0 on my weird shitometer. That's a good thing
Yeah.
because we should all have that. Just keeps
In
raining.
fact,
like
this might
the rain
be
of time.
the best quality image I've ever seen this thing in.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm watching this on my 4K monitor.
You might be right. I've actually, this is one of those. As much as I love this movie, I haven't repurchased it. DVD is still the highest quality I own this movie on. I probably should get this on 4K at some point because I'm actually I'm actively rebuilding my physical library because I'm one of those people who's just like, no, I'm not going to get stuck paying for 8 streaming services.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
This was a little abrupt to me.
it's
I
very
felt like they
fast.
needed a little bit more downtime.
Well, they should have. I think that they could have made it this fast if they had literally cut in a way where they implied a couple days had gone by or something. I mean, and you could have done that in like a 1-minute sequence where you just like,
Well,
it wasn't the
but
same
never
night.
they never say like that a couple days haven't gone by.
Well, she's like in the
right?
back
Like,
of the car,
I mean,
right?
from the
Because when they cut to her in the car, and she's still
Oh.
dirty, so it implies like it's the same night to me at least.
well,
But
and
somehow they
also,
got all cleaned
you
up.
don't know that J replaced K, or I'm sorry, D got like D at the start of the movie. We don't know the time frame between then and now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, Tommy Lee Jones could have been another 6 months on the job by himself before they brought in Will Smith.
Also, slight blooper when he's pointing out the knobs
Yeah, he does it
on the
reverse.
neuralizer. No. At the very beginning of the movie, they give a close-up, and it's not days, months, year. It's written on the dials, days, weeks year.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Also, it has a switch that specifies alien, human, or alien, male, and female. So the idea is that human males and human females have a different wavelength of light they need. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. UFO made me miss home run.
Yep. Yeah, and then of course right there, the setup for Men in Black 2.
Yep. He couldn't shake it.
I always hated the glasses here and the whole like the kind of high collar. I thought it was just stupid here. I thought
that he
didn't have
looked
as
kind of
much
like
style.
a priest.
Yeah. I have
Well,
a feeling
they really
that,
wanted to show that they didn't look like the Blues Brothers. That's what they were worried about.
Yeah, I feel like I have no idea if this is true or not. I have a feeling that Will Smith might have had something to do with the costuming at the very end here for himself, wanting to look the way he does. It's very like 90s.
Wanting to
like,
be a little bit less like, I'm not your average, white businessman looking thing. I've still got style.
Yeah, it was. But I just thought it was
Love
dumb.
to zoom out.
But this whole thing, so you mind if I rant here for just not a rant, but just a tiny segue onto just one of the things I loved about science fiction since I was a kid, and this is something that even in my own like religious views I've never had a problem with, because the idea that we just don't know. I don't care if a scientist agrees with a biblical worldview or is the most staunch humanist. It doesn't matter to me. The arrogance of any time somebody states just in an absolute fashion, like, well, this is, they talk about the universe, they talk about the nature of existence, and they just say, well, no, this is what it is, and there's no room whatsoever for any other possibility in their mind. Is just insane to me, because I'm like, you have no, like, what grounds are you possibly making this on? And I'm saying as somebody I'm very confident in my own worldview, but there's science fiction. The best science fiction has always been great in my mind at acknowledging that when you get far enough along, when you go deep enough into storytelling, you will eventually run into something that is so unexplainable that no matter how smart you are, how much you know, or how advanced you are, you have no way to explain it or understand it. I mean, Star Trek did it when they in the Where No One Has Gone Before episode, both the original series and Next Gen did it. Where they did those where it's like, oh, we have no idea. Stargate did it, where it's like you get into the ascended plane, and like we're trying to get into like destiny. The destiny is going for like the God signal.
Trying to find God.
Yeah, and whether or not you like the religious angle or the humanist angle, there's just the idea of like, don't sit here on this ball floating around in space with your big magnifying glasses and tell me that you remotely have enough knowledge and enough ability to understand and get the perspective needed to make absolute statements about the nature of the universe itself, down to its literal birth. Like it's so arrogant. It's so ridiculous. The very notion of being able to say that with a straight face. And so I like poking a little bit at that, like, because there is no way to fundamentally disprove some version of this. And I'm not saying that I think that this is what's true, but it's just the idea of like, you have no idea. And it ties in so well with Kay's speech on the bench. We're just like, imagine what you're going to know tomorrow. Like we're so sure of ourselves as a species. We have so much confidence in so many things. And so much of that is born out of just the necessity of living your life, where you have to proceed with enough confidence to make decisions and move on. But you don't actually know. You just have to accept and keep going, because if you let yourself get into a spiral of doubt, you would end up getting paralyzed. And that's where a lot of philosophy majors get, where they can't do anything because the sheer possibilities overwhelm them. And you know what I mean? It's just like that theme, good science fiction exploring the idea of just we don't really know, and like, what if, and maybe this, or maybe this, that there's a little bit of honesty in that I've always enjoyed, and this movie, I think, kind of low key pokes at that idea a little bit, like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy does it in a great way too. I like it, and it's something that I, even as a kid, I always loved it when science fiction has a way of just saying like, "Yep, you got no idea." I mean, and even in the sequel where he kicks the locker door open and kind of it's a little nod to the same idea of just the nature of the universe. We have no idea. We really really don't. And as much as again, I'm confident enough to live my life based on what I believe. There's always got to be some humility in any kind of statements in that area.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead.
That's one of those things where I agree with that. I'm a little bit different. Like I'm confident in my worldviews as well, of course. But like the ending of this, even when I was a kid, this is actually a little bit of a source of the source of some consternation in my imagination. I've always been a significantly creative person. To your points, reminds me a lot of Carl Sagan, who at the end of his life was more of a deist than an atheist. He expressed that he actively was searching for proof that God existed because he wouldn't be able to believe in a God without being able to have tangible proof, but he could also see what he believed is a lack of randomness in the creation of the universe that could not let him not believe in a God. But he also couldn't prove there was one either.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I always loved that kind of worldview, and the people who aren't just certain in their worldviews. I'll go ahead and use atheist because that's kind of what it leans towards in that. It varies, atheist, agnostics and whatnot, who are more kind of just anti-religious and not actually just like, oh, I'm an atheist. They're more of almost anti-theists, thinking of people like Ricky Gervais and that guy, Richard Dawkins.
Yeah.
But that's kind of beside the point. Where the end of this movie, I had some consternation for it because I could see, getting out these big ideas, so we're in a Marble too. I didn't like that, especially as a kid, because I'm just like, well, that creates so many problems for, like, how would we be able to, how would the story be able to address this? What does it actually matter for the story? And, like, I started getting myself into this weird cycle, this weird headspace cycle as a kid. I was just like, I don't understand why they chose to do that. And it actually made me a little bit angry. And these days I kind of I do understand a lot more, but it almost built a thing in me that I'm not always a big fan of, that kind of super meta kind of like, look at the incalculable great understanding that we can never grasp or escape from. And
I can see that.
I've always been a little bit annoyed at that in some storytelling, because it always seemed like a little bit of a cheeky rug pull just for the sake of being a cheeky rug pull. But that fits for this movie. But I've also seen it in other places where it didn't fit as well. And that stuck with me.
It's definitely, it's definitely not been done at the same level in every film. I like any sci-fi that just pokes a little bit at be careful of your overconfidence in what you think you know. And I mean, just at that simple of a level, I've always liked that little bit of a poke, because I think that it's valuable for human beings to have a little bit of that every now and then.
Mm.
What do you think, Pat? Any final thoughts for this film?
No, man, it's fun. Just as fun as I remember. But yeah, I tend to agree with you. You know, we don't really know. We're not made to really know, and we need to be okay with that.
Yeah. Well, there's false confidence is something that I think can take you down. Because I mean, and there's a reason why a lot of religions actually warn against it, even as they're telling you to follow them. They've also at the same time, like, be careful about having arrogance in your own knowledge or your own perception of your own knowledge, and because it's a valuable, just general life principle, I think. But this also just, I mean, I think this movie gets away with it extra good because it's the whole premise is kind of look at the world around you. And you have no idea what's actually going on. And as much as, we all like to imagine, conspiracies and UFOs and, I think most people will gladly admit that there's tons going on in the world that we had no idea about. Imagining it, and then imagining it in a way where the impact is fully there, but it's also done in the humorous way where you can kind of laugh at it instead of, because most cinematic paths into this type of world are very dark for a reason, because chances are it actually is pretty dark. And I think just getting to have a little fun with it, it's a way to acknowledge it, but not get depressed by the fact that, the world's probably way worse than we actually understand. And,
for sure.
we're just all living in like ignorant bliss. So,
Yeah.
And it's tough because it's not necessarily ignorant bliss necessarily, but, it's like certain things. It's like, I know about the evils of the world, but do I want to just drop my daughter in the deep end of that, or gently pull back the curtain when I feel like she's able to understand some of those nuances, right?
yeah.
I mean, that's what God does for us, right? At a certain point, like he's doing the same thing. He's like, you're not ready for that yet. I'm not showing you it. keep moving forward, and I'll start. I'll keep making the road available. But like, I think the one thing, just going back to life out there, we'll say, I love that. I love the people that, we have this all powerful God, but yet we're going to contain him into one planet just because it makes it easier for us. Right. It's like, if he indeed is all powerful, what's stopping him from being the God of the universe? Like, what I mean? Like, at a certain point, he's not the God of Earth. He's the God of the universe.
Dude, Out of the Silent Planet, C.S. Lewis.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Give that to your daughter in a couple years, man.
Yeah, it's
There
a
you
good
go.
series. When my kids read those, they really enjoyed them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this has been fun.
It's hard to enjoy that hideous strength, but
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they I appreciated maybe is better than enjoyed, but
yeah.
Right. There you go.
but yeah, no, this is a lot of fun. This is definitely up there. I think this is one of my favorite, especially the era. Just the 90s. Just it's great sci-fi, and it's just fantastic comedy. And that, I'm thinking about it, there's not a lot in that space, right? I mean, there's not a long list of hilarious science fiction films. I'm trying to think of, like, there's Men in Black, there's Fifth Element, Galaxy Quest.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Really good sci-fi comedies that aren't just
Oh,
parodies.
really good sci-fi comedies?
I mean,
that aren't just...
Bill and
Well,
Ted.
would you consider Galaxy
mean-
Quest a parody?
Well, it is somewhat, but it's
Spaceballs? No.
I see. I think Galaxy Quest is not a parody. I think it's an homage, and I think that is a distinction that's important.
It's
I think
big
Spaceballs
time.
is 100% a parody.
Is definitely a parody.
Okay.
Oh yeah, fair. Yeah,
Galaxy
yeah.
Quest is definitely an homage to something which is different to me than a parody.
Now, are you specifying
Player One?
ones... yeah, I was going to say, are you specifying ones from that era, or just in general?
I mean, even in general, I think that are remotely as funny as this. I think it's a short list.
I would agree that it's a short list, because I'm thinking of things like Demolition Man, okay?
Yeah.
That's very much an action comedy. Galaxy Quest, you already mentioned.
Fifth Element.
Fifth Element, thank you. But, like, Back to the Future is what I consider one of those
Oh.
quintessential action-adventure sci-fi movies. Weird Live. Okay, did you ever see, like, Free Guy?
I did.
Yes.
It
I
was
loved
good.
it.
I actually really liked it. I really enjoyed it. And then I think of things like lesser good movies that I still really like. Stuff like Evolution. Did you ever see Evolution?
I know I've seen that. I remember the happy face or the smiley face with the third eye, and that is the guy from
Yeah,
X Files, right?
Yeah, David Duchovny.
Yeah.
And,
That's one that I've seen it once a
oh.
long time ago, and it's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I'm trying to think of like movies at this level that are this memorable, that they were huge cultural moments. They hold up this well. They're
so
just,
you run into a problem with that,
what's that?
which is, do you count superhero movies as science fiction? Because Iron Man,
Yeah.
I mean, that is exactly what you're talking about, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I would say the MCU stuff, when it's at its peak, like especially when it was earlier and really, just hadn't become this kind of really worn formula. Like, Iron Man's definitely there. The first Guardians is definitely there.
You know what I think would belong on your list? Especially since it did have quite a cultural impact would be Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah, that was again, I've seen the movie once, and that movie was very. I mean, again, I'm not trying to say that there's not a lot of other good examples, but it's not something where they're not being made on some kind of. I mean, because at its best, I think Star Trek.
People are trying.
Yeah,
people are trying.
Star Trek definitely
Pixels.
had. I think that Star Trek 4 was definitely just a very funny movie. Its comedy was great, and gosh, when it was, I mean, there's good humor in a lot of science fiction movies, and I think that's the difference too. This movie, I think you could classify this just as much a comedy as science fiction. I think it's like the comedy's equal with the science fiction, and that's where I think it's a little bit different.
It stays on that line
versus a lot of the other movies you're talking about. I think are very much a science fiction or superhero film that also happen to be very funny. And this is like you could say. Somebody who hates science fiction or doesn't care at all about science fiction, like no, just watch this as a comedy. They don't even care about the sci-fi elements, and they would still like love it. Versus, I think if you tried to show them, something else, it wouldn't. And I'm not saying this is singular, but it's not a long list.
Yeah.
And on Amazon, this thing is 4.8 out of 5 stars. Yeah.
As it should be.
Yeah. But yeah, no.
This movie is not perfect. It has some issues that I'd prefer, like, that could have been fixed, little tweaks.
Yeah.
But I still think that this is, I'm not going to call it a masterpiece, but it's up there.
Yeah.
This is a incredible action adventure science fiction movie.
Yeah, you have to nitpick this movie if you want to criticize it in any substantial way. There's really, I don't think there's any big glaring issues. It's all little things, little tweaks, and none of them are big enough to detract from just how good the movie is as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this has been awesome. Appreciate it, guys.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
It's all. I almost feel like it. I almost feel like it's going to be boring because we like it too much.
Yeah, this is one of those where like there's really not a lot of negative. It's just like, I mean, one or two little continuity things, a little bit of like, well, doesn't make sense that they wouldn't, do this with Will Smith, but it's for comedy.
It's so good. It's hard to see that stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Well, and
they kind of
see it,
killed the brand, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
They kind of killed the brand with MIB International with Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson. It was horrible.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see this make a comeback as like a TV show.
I would love to see this make a comeback. As I don't know what the general ideas of the second one. I do not like the second film very much. I think 3 was better.
It's not good. Much.
But yeah, this is definitely when you start this strong. It was sad that this franchise, just couldn't hold on to what made it special.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. With that, let's have a good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night, guys.
There's doors and corners, kid. If you don't clear the room, if you don't come in slow, that room will eat you.